Hey, what's up? It's Millsy. Giving you a little life update. Today's gonna be a bit more of a rougher video, and yeah. So if you guys don't follow my Instagram, you should go follow it. They got updated on what's happened, but if you don't go follow my Instagram, you wouldn't know what's been happening. But I'll talk about that in a second because I could talk about that a lot longer than what I could talk about this thing. So as you guys probably know, I had court the other day. So today is the 21st. I had court yesterday on the 20th. The simple way to put it is it didn't happen. Was that simple enough for you? But yeah, when I went into the magistrate's court, I sat down and was waiting for a while to speak to a duty lawyer because I was eligible for a duty lawyer since I have lost my job and things like that, and I can't afford a lawyer. It's my right to speak to a duty lawyer. Peppered steak, by the way. It's my favourite. So eventually I was able to go in and talk to a duty lawyer, and I gave her a little rundown. She obviously had all the papers, so she knew what I had done. I explained to her my situation. I was like, yeah, I have lost my job because obviously that's why I was speaking to her. And then I told her about the fact that I lost my job due to personal reasons that I don't want to share on YouTube, but aka just mental things, because I was struggling with something in particular at the time of when this happened, when I lost my job. Basically just sent me down a spiral, and I ended up getting fired from my job. I have never been able to hold a job because of this issue, so I'm gonna send her a copy of my mental health records and stuff like that. So but that kind of led to the conversation of me being in hospital recently. She didn't obviously know that because that wasn't what was on paper. There was nothing of that on paper, but I wanted to bring up a point of it. So I told her and all that jazz. If you guys didn't know what I got charged with, this is my stack of papers of charges. So basically I got charged with reckless conduct endangering serious injury, which is a much greater offence. I mean, the highest sentence you can get for it is 5 years in prison. I'm clearly not in prison yet, so something went well. So she was like, okay, here's what you're being charged with. Are you gonna plead guilty? And I went, yeah. Thank God I talked to a duty lawyer. She went, no. You can do that. They don't recommend it. It's okay. She was like, don't plead guilty to that charge. Plead guilty to careless driving because it's a much lesser charge and yada yada yada. But yeah, I don't know, we had this conversation and it wasn't too long, and she was like, okay, let me go speak to the prosecutor. Yeah, I went back out into the waiting room. I never got to meet my prosecutor, and yeah, she went to the courtroom, spoke to them, and then she came back out. I got up to meet her and I went, hey, how'd it go? And she was like, your court date's being postponed. She said that I did have the option to go on with court that day, but she highly doesn't recommend that, and honestly, I'm not trusting myself. But yeah, I walked away Monday, and I have to go back on the 5th of January. So it goes into next year, which is something I didn't want to happen. I wanted to get my past behind me by next year so I could, you know, move on. But hey, it happens. Anyway, this is the part that I really wanted to make this video for. because the court day wasn't too interesting. There's nothing that happened. But if you don't follow my Instagram, you wouldn't have been updated on the fact that my lovely dog Shelby had to be put down on Saturday. Ow! I bit my cheek. If you've been around for a while, you'll know how special she was to me. I made a lot of videos with her. Yeah. My soulmate, and yeah. Thank you, Izzy. And I haven't slept in a few days because of it. And the moment I got this, Izzy left after a while, and I came inside and I curled up underneath it, and that was it. I was out like a light. Another W from Izzy. We love Izzy. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and give you guys a quick life update. I was gonna obviously go back to posting regularly. Last week I stopped posting for Wednesday and Friday's video, and my plan was to post Monday, which was yesterday, a getting ready for court video, but unfortunately I started recording that on the Saturday, and that was when my dog passed away. But I'll give you a little story about what happened, because she was a very healthy adult. She was 14 and a half, she was a Groodle, so she made it a bit longer than the life expectancy. She was really healthy for her age, but unfortunately accidents happen. Shelby got a bit too excited, and as she was trying to run inside of my house, there's a little step there that's made out of concrete, and she lost her footing and her back end slid out, and she ended up falling off of the step. At first it took her a minute to get back up, but she got back up. She was fine at first. So we just continued on with our day, and so did she for 5-10 minutes. And then Mum has to go back out again to go duck around the corner. So she goes and we go inside. And the moment I step foot in that door, we're talking, and I look around, Shelby didn't follow us, and she always follows us. I feel like she's always following me. So I was really confused on where she was, so I was like, okay, the gates are open, maybe she's just looking at the gates, because Mum just left. She never left the gates, so I wasn't scared of her running away. I just went out to go check on her. So I went out to have a look, and I see her laying on the grass, and that isn't necessarily abnormal. She loves doing that, but she was just in a really weird spot of the backyard, in a really weird position. So I ran over to her, called her name, she wasn't moving. But when I went over to her, her eyes were still open and she was still breathing, but no matter how much I talked to her or patted her, she would not move. She couldn't even wag her tail. Yeah. So I immediately called for my sister Lacey to call Mum. And then Mum races home, because luckily she was only just around the corner. And my mum's had dogs before, plenty of dogs before. So when she saw Shelby, she put her hand on her hip, and it was completely out. Like you could scoop a handful of her hip. That's how out of place it was. And as a 14-and-a-half-year-old dog, that's not fixable. But not only that, I walked around to the back of her as we were gonna get her picked up to go to the vet, to get her put down, and there was this patch on the floor where it looked like she had to go toilet, but it wasn't a good consistency at all. Like, it wasn't a good shit. It was scary. So Mum lifted up her tail and it was just, she was just constantly shitting herself. So we think she might have ruptured something in her bowels or something, and two at the same time. But luckily all of this happened within an hour, so yeah, we got to the vet and had her put down within the hour, so she wasn't in pain for long. But yeah, my best friend. Now I've left it a few days later to talk about this because I'm dehydrated as fuck and have nothing left to cry, and I didn't want to cry making this video because she deserved to be smiled about. She was a good dog. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, you can go back to any of my older videos. She's in a lot of them. A lot. But yeah, there's a little life update. Court didn't happen, and my best friend passed away. This year has been nothing short of fucked. It's the simplest way to put it. So yeah, that's the little update about what's going on at the moment. Sorry for not posting that often. I'll try and get back to regular videos, but I've obviously been struggling quite a bit at the moment, so yeah, but I'll try. I'll try to post at least once a week if I can, so I don't know, I thought I'd give you guys a little life update. Taking it slow, taking it day by day. Be as positive as you can about the shit that's happening. I mean, I could handle being arrested and almost losing my life fine, but taking my dog from me is just cruel, so it's gonna be hard to recover from that one. But yeah, we pushed through. She's up wreaking havoc, chasing the bunnies and never catching one because she never could. Yeah, it hasn't been easy for me this year, but my dog being gone is the hardest thing that I've had to deal with so far. This year's been nothing but the world challenging me. I will try and get back to the videos, but I'm also going to be trying to take care of myself too, because yeah, that's important. But yeah, as always, stay safe. I love you all. Like and subscribe. Have a lovely day and stay positive. Shit happens, but it's a part of your story, and just let it make you stronger instead of breaking you down.